Good evening, I'm Leo Green. Tonight and at the same time next week, we pay our respects to a man who celebrates a birthday this month. A man whose name may not entirely be familiar to you, but I can almost guarantee you'll know at least one of his tunes. How about this Frank Sinatra classic?
When I was 17, it was a very good year. It was a very good year for small town girls and soft summer nights.
Or this Billie Holiday recording.
Good morning, honey, you old gloomy sight. Good morning, honey, thought we said goodbye last night. I turned and tossed until it seemed you had gone. But here you are with the dawn.
Maybe at someone's wedding in a dim and distant past, you can fondly remember yourself and a lucky partner dancing to this.
Every day I wake up, then I start to break up. Lonely as a man without love. Every day I start out, then I cry my heart out. Lonely as a man without.
Rather than just carry on playing clips of his work, tonight we're going to celebrate the man behind those songs. Welcome to It Was a Very Good Year, the first part of the Ervin Drake story. He may not have been a George Gershwin, a Jerome Kern or a Cole Porter, but this is a man who personifies the army of songwriters whose words and music sold millions upon millions of records. Men and women whose songs we almost take for granted, as they form such a significant part of what we refer to as the Great American Popular Songbook. These are songwriters whose work has been featured on recordings by some of the biggest artists in recording history, and in doing so have provided the soundtracks to so many of our lives. I'm sure history will come to view him in the same category as the Harold Arlens, the Yip Harburgs and the Johnny Mercers, but I suspect one of the reasons he isn't at the moment is because, having turned the sprightly age of 95 just a few days ago, he is very much still with us. Ervin Drake could accurately be described as the last man standing in the saloon bar of the Great American Popular Songbook. Every single one of the greats has left us, and Drake remains the last composer who was there in the golden period. He knew the Gershwins, Porter, Mercer, Hoagy Carmichael, Irving Berlin, and all the others. He wrote the songs that became forever associated with the likes of Billie Holiday, Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, and Ella Fitzgerald. And as a result of his astonishing career, he provides us in 2014 with a direct link to one of the most vital, vibrant and significant points in 20th century music. Recently, I went to visit Mr. Drake in his New York home, where we chatted about his incredible career in music, which hasn't just involved songwriting. I began by asking him if he could recall for us his very first musical memories growing up in Manhattan in the 1920s.
My mother's singing. She always sang around the house. And she had a lovely, lovely lyrical voice. She sang popular songs of the day, mainly.
Right. I mean, would you have heard any other music growing up, say, maybe on the radio?
Operatic and pop played on the radio. The radio was, was on all the time.
And obviously it wasn't just you living there with your parents.
My older brother, Milton, was a songwriter before I was. And from the moment I was born, Milton was jealous of me. He hated me. That didn't help things at all. And my sister was very talented, but she was discouraged because she was a girl. In those days, they discouraged women.
If you're just tuning in, you're listening to me, Leo Green, chatting to the last surviving great songwriter of the American Popular Songbook, Ervin Drake. The older brother Ervin was referring to in that last clip was Milton Drake. Milton also happened to be a lyric writer of some repute. Whilst he may not have enjoyed the kind of career his younger brother enjoyed in the music business, Milton did manage to come up with the lyrics for this multi-million selling song for the Ink Spots.
I love coffee, I love tea, I love the jam, a jiving, it loves me.